Well, hi guys, hope you're all well. I've been doing a few more videos lately and we've had a comment from Beauty by Vanessa who said, "Hi Ollie, I'm really loving the videos. I've pretty much just binge watched all of your videos. Could you do a video on how to get tenants and all the legal stuff required, please?" So I plan on doing, after our current basics beginners video series, I actually plan on doing a sort of marketing segment, so I'll cover that latter video request down the line. But today, this video is going to be on how to get tenants, or at least how I get tenants and how we at VCC Homes get tenants. I'm going to talk at you because I don't want to show you too much and give away too much of our trade secrets, but I'm going to hopefully give a lot of value. So we predominantly do a lot of HMO rooms, so I'm going to come at this from a HMO rooms perspective. And obviously you've got to take it right the way back to the actual room itself. Pictures and staging, absolutely critical in my opinion, because when people are searching on spare room or any advertising, any room, property, anything like that, there are two main things that people look at. It's the pictures and the quality, and is it going to grab their attention. Could slightly argue the text maybe, but also the price. So you could have the room at an amazing price if you've got a picture taken on a potato camera. It's not going to balance, is it? Equally, you could have the price way too high, an amazing picture, but people aren't going to, So going back, staging, you must stage your rooms. You've got to make sure that people can see and visualise how they're going to live there rather than an empty room. If you've just got an empty room on show, personally, I think that's really lazy and you're not going to get the best results possible. So yes, it's a pain in the bum staging. It can take us days to stage. You know, you go shopping, you get all the up-to-date stuff. You've really got to think about your tenant demographic and who your tenants are. There's no point staging it with flowers and floral stuff aimed at 50, 60 year olds when your main tenant demographics are 18 to 29 year olds, as an example. So now you've got great pictures. Added on to that, I would argue video as well. So where our clients pay us, or we, our own personal HMOs. In fact, actually, some of our HMOs I haven't done because I didn't do videos back then, but we create videos. I personally film and edit the videos myself. I think videos are a great way to further demonstrate your property. So you could literally, I've sort of got Final Cut Pro. I've learned how to edit myself, and I almost try and make it a bit entertaining. Our videos, which hopefully you agree they're not bad. I've had comments from people in the past saying they're outdated. That's not how people do it. And they've all been advocates of Matterport. So Matterport you can go through and all that sort of stuff. So whether you like Matterport videos, either or, I think that massively helps as well. So it's just more engagement from tenants before they've even viewed. So now you've got pictures and video, hopefully. If you go into spare room, you've obviously got to get the text right. So you've got to make sure that your text is on point. A lot of people, in my opinion, don't read the text, but we try and segment our text out, little sections, a little bit about everything. So if people do read it, they've got a lot of information, all the information they should need, really. Our adverts and text of our adverts has been so good, I've actually had local landlords copy our adverts word for word, which is really annoying, but it is what it is. Flattering, I think. So, so you've got a great advert, you've obviously priced it correctly, you've got great pictures and all that jazz. Now what? You're on spare room. So how spare room works is you post an advert, and then if someone else posts an advert, your advert goes underneath them, and if someone else does it, it goes underneath them, and if someone else refreshes, because if you refresh your advert, their advert goes against them. So as you can see, your advert is constantly being pushed down to the bottom. So you need to make sure that you're on as high a page as possible. So tip number one is refresh your adverts as much as humanly possible. You have to literally constantly hit the refresh button. Massive tip that is, don't let your adverts slip down the page. And then as an example, we have multiple adverts up in one go. So say we've got 5 adverts. Don't just say you've got advert 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't just constantly refresh 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. If that makes sense, you're cycling the adverts in that respect as well. it's a little bit different for us because we have the videos. The videos on Spare Room, it's annoying is that when you contact them, you can get them, basically cycle, if you don't have video, cycle your pictures, because if people see the same picture, it's like on Netflix. Have you ever cycled through the different, like say films, there's different categories. I can't remember what film it was the other night. I sort of looked at it and they changed the picture, which made me re-look at the film. Even though I knew what film it was, they'd changed the picture. So it's the same with Spare Room. Make sure you're refreshing. So if you've got bedroom, like 2 different shots of a bedroom, obviously in the beginning lead with your best shot, and then just flip the picture or go to the kitchen or something like that to try and get people to re-look at your advert, because one day they might, you know, people are emotional beings, so one day they might be in a grumpy mood, look at your property like, oh, I don't like that, but another day they might. So you've got to constantly get eyes onto your advert. So yeah, changing pictures. I was going to go off on one because Spare Room, if I want to change the video, they always put the video first rather than pictures. So I can change the pictures in the background, but the video will always be number one. Unless you contact them, so that's a little bit annoying, but I also think there's a massive red like YouTube play dot, so people, that kind of grabs people's attention. But yes, so that's the Spare Room sort of tips and tricks there. Another Spare Room tip and trick is, there are people that post what they're looking for in a room, so constantly scan to see if people have posted their own adverts and what they want, and reach out to them. You've got to put the graft in, but reach out to those people and say, hey, I see you're looking for a property, I've got this and this which matches your criteria. Send them stuff, and that works quite well for us. You know, try and get them when they're online as well, so you can actually see when they're online. So yeah, in terms of Spare Room, that's all you can do. Keep an eye on other room rents. Yeah, it's graft. You've got graft on Spare Room. It is the #1 portal for HMO rooms, so there is that. But that's, yeah, a brief and quick overview of Spare Room. All the advice for pictures and stuff like that goes onto the main portal. So as an example, we are also on Zoopla. So for, say you've got a 5-bed HMO and it's brand new, we put 5 individual adverts out on Zoopla. Or, you know, don't just put one HMO with multiple rooms on Zoopla as an advert, put 5, so then you've got 5 different adverts. So if the more adverts you have, technically the more eyes on you're going to get onto your properties. So yeah, with Zoopla, it's the same sort of story really. There's nothing more to add on that. It's just about getting as many marketing channels as possible. So if we've got Spare Room, we've got Zoopla, we do Facebook advertising as well. I've always been a bit dubious of that. It's like Gumtree, do you attract the wrong type of people? And the answer is yes, you do. We get a lot of time wasters and dodgy people on there. However, one of our biggest tenant demographics is 18 to 29 year olds, and you get a lot of 18, 19, 20, 21 year olds, you know, that use Facebook a lot more. My stepdaughter, who's 14, says that Facebook is for old people, so that she doesn't even have a Facebook account. So, you know, where your tenants or future tenants are looking is always going to change. You've got to be up to date. So are they looking on Instagram? We don't do Instagram, but you never know in the future. I mean, we do post on, you know, yeah, we do post on Instagram adverts. I think it's every Thursday. I post what rooms we have available, just again to try and get, you know, eyes on in multiple channels. We've also got stuff on YouTube and Facebook as well, in terms of like our main page. But yeah, Facebook adverts, they've worked quite well. So yeah, what we've got: Spare Room, Zoopla, Facebook, Tellet boards. We've got Tellet boards up now. We've got all of our. This kind of depends whether are you a self-managing landlord or are you an agency, because you might be an agency owner looking. You might manage a few properties as well. It depends how you're set up. So you know, if you're a sole landlord, you're probably not going to have a Tellet board. But Tellet boards do get us rings through on our telephone and inquiries through our website. And then how else could you? I'll leave that up to you. How else could you get your rooms out there and advertise? Yeah, and then final tip that I'm going to leave you with is speed. Speed is absolutely key. So we've got me and Mel. Mel responds to people like as soon as we possibly can, like literally as soon as we can, and get them booked into view as soon as you can as well. Yeah, I've done viewings at 6 o'clock at night, and then literally by 9 o'clock, like, I've taken another room. So yes, they probably did the viewing beforehand, but if our room was suitable, you never know, I might have stolen them away and blah, 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 blah. So speed is the absolute key in this game as well. yeah, you've got to be quick, you've got to respond. Sometimes you've got to work 7, 8 o'clock at night because people work all day as well, or at least have like Thursdays I try and allocate to my late night viewings. Yeah, you've just got to like really push it. And then obviously like when you're doing a viewing, if you've got an empty HMO room, as an example, give it a little bit of staging, put a little throw over the bed, even if it's just like a mattress protector, you know, not a full-on duvet, but just a little throw. £1.50, you can get some incense. As an example, wait there. I will show you. Vanilla and coconut, wild berries, what are these called? Incense. Yeah. Diffusers, smellies. Have you ever stayed in a Disneyland Paris hotel? It smells unreal. So that smell is a very powerful human motivator. Not motivator, but you can all think back to childhood smells. So why is that? So make sure your room's just got a nice little smell. Alicia hates vanilla. I personally like vanilla. Wild berries is quite nice. I try and get some generic stuff. I like to mix it up. These are like £1.50. You can get really cheap ones. That's in the rooms. Obviously, if you want to go a step further, you can try and put that in communal areas as well. But I think, yeah, you walk in, you want to get people, when they walk through the door, have a really good gut feeling. So if it smells really nice, it's nice and clean and tidy, because you know you've got good procedures in place. You make sure that your tenants keep the place clean and tidy. If they're an absolute messy bunch, go in there 10 minutes before and tidy it up, at least to a good standard. And that's all you can do really. Really sell your property. So I think the question is how to get tenants. You've got to know your product inside out. I know how to share the value in our rooms and why I personally think they're some of the best, if not the best, in Crawley. And when you convey that, when you're showing people, hopefully my enthusiasm and my knowledge, and I can explain the product and people can see the value, because we do charge some of the highest rents in Crawley. Evidenced by our stats, I think I did in the weekly news update last time, we're quite above, nearly like over 20% above the average room rent. But yeah, so know your product, know how to sell. You gotta go really into it now, but the psychology, what if you're touring, say, a parent and their son or daughter, maybe they're leaving home for the first time, obviously the parent's going to want to make sure that the area is safe, the house is safe. So talk about safety features, the fire safety standards, the emergency lighting, etc, 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 all your certifications, the regulations, everything, and the people, the area, stuff like that. Know who you're talking to, what they want to hear, if that makes sense. So are they a gamer? Well, yes, they are. So actually, you got PS4? Yeah, great. We've got Ethernet cables, so there'll be no lag when you're gaming, blah, 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 blah. Whatever that person, whatever's of value to them, where you know, I want to be close to work. Okay, great. Well, where do you work? Boom, that's a 2-minute walk. Great, did you know, all right, or if they're 10 minutes, right, the bus goes here, you'll be there in 10 minutes, da 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 da. So you're only wasting 20 minutes of your travel a day, so that means you've got more time to do whatever you want in life, blah, 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 blah. So yes, I'm going to stop rabbiting on. That is a little video on how to get tenants. If you're watching this and you've got some good comments on how you get tenants that I might have missed, please leave a comment down below. Beauty by Vanessa, I hope you found that video helpful. I hope whoever you are, you found that video helpful. It's just what we do here at VCC Homes and what I personally do. It's worked quite well. We don't have that many rooms available at the moment. So yeah, we filled 30 to 40 odd rooms in the last couple of months. And that's how. So yes, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next time.